Welcome, you guys. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to beautiful, sunny Southern California. You guys can't see it because it's behind you right now, but it is a great change of pace compared to the Michigan snowy, cold weather that I have been accustomed to for the past couple of months now. There's a smile on my face simply just sitting here and enjoying the nice weather. It's been a while since we had a little sit-down talk, and actually it's been a while since we just did a regular, normal moto vlog. You guys have obviously been watching the conclusion of the 2020 Outdoor Pro Motocross National Championship. I finally had the time to edit the remainder of those vlogs, so you guys have been watching those. The last one from Colorado actually just went up like 2 days ago, so you guys can go check that out. And that's the whole season done. 2020, obviously, insane year. A lot of not so great things going on, but the highlight of my year was definitely the outdoors. By far the most successful season I've ever had, especially considering that we were in the 450 class. Got to race every single round in the 450 class, scored points. Just felt like that was the best that I've ever done. I really appreciate all you guys for coming on the journey with me again, especially with everything that's going on this year. It means a lot to me that you guys still took the time out of your day to watch the vlogs and just kind of go on that journey with me. So big thank you to you guys. Sad that outdoors is over, but that leads us into a very exciting future. Speaking of which, you guys may have noticed that there are 2 KTMs behind me right now. And as I said, we're in Southern California. Let's not wait around. Let's just jump right into it and start answering all the questions that I'm sure you guys have. So first off, very excited to announce to you guys that I am going to be attempting to race Supercross for the very first time. This is something you guys have been waiting for and asking for ever since I started my channel at the end of 2018. It's something I've always really wanted to do. And since I graduated from college last fall, I finally have the opportunity to go ahead and try my hand at Supercross. So yay, you guys can finally stop asking for it. But yeah, obviously the reason I never did it before was because I've been in college for the past like 5 winters or whatever. Just my geographical location of where I was in Florida, the closest practice track was RJ Hampshire's house, which was 3 hours from where I was going to college. And the closest race was Daytona, which was 4 hours away. And then the next closest was Atlanta, which was like 8 hours. So it just did not make sense for me to do Supercross at all, despite really wanting to do it and feeling like my style or technique or whatever would be good for it. Just never got that opportunity. That's why I'm extremely grateful for the YouTube channel and for all of you guys for tuning in and giving me this opportunity. In another world where I never started this YouTube channel, I would just be going to med school right now, and pretty much moto would be a thing of the past. So you guys honestly have no idea how big of an impact you guys have had on my racing. There's no words or actions I can ever do that will like portray that to you guys and make you understand how much I appreciate each and every single one of you. But just know I appreciate you a lot, and without you guys, this would not be possible at all. So thank you. I'll do my best to provide the absolute best content for you guys. So the question, why am I in Southern California as opposed to anywhere else? Well, like a month or 2 ago when they first released the schedule, it was set up perfectly for me to do the West Coast rounds. East Coast started a whole month earlier than the West Coast, and I got a late start on everything just because it was so insanely tough just to even find a 250, which obviously I did find one. But yeah, it was hard to just even find bikes or find parts or anything. So I got a really late start. I pretty much picked my bike up like 2 weeks ago and then packed up and came out to California. So I knew I needed that extra month for the start of West Coast in order just to get comfortable on the Supercross track, because it's not like outdoors where you can just take 9 months off and then hop right into the Pro Nationals. You need to get thousands and thousands of laps on a Supercross track just to be comfortable enough to compete. So I knew I needed that extra month, and obviously you guys know that I'm really good friends with Jerry Robin. He's like one of my best friends, not just in the motocross world, but in just life in general. And he and his girlfriend actually have a house out here in Murrieta with a spare bedroom, and they said, hey, if you want to come live with us, you have a spot. So if we look to my right, this is Jerry's bike right here. He's national number 77 going into 2021. So I really appreciate those guys allowing me to stay with them and train with them. Obviously, Jerry is a well-established Supercross rider, so I'm grateful to have his help in the Supercross thing as I kind of, you know, get my feet wet in that. It'll be nice to have him around to just watch over me and make sure I'm not doing anything that's like blatantly wrong. So very, very grateful for Jerry and his girlfriend Jen. You guys will be getting to know them, I'm sure, in the upcoming vlogs while I'm out here. But also the West Coast rounds were really close to Jerry's house. Texas was the farthest one, which was a bit of a drive, but Glendale, Arizona is only like 4 hours from Jerry's house. So it was gonna be a really nice setup where I would come out here, train with Jerry for a little bit, and then knock out those West Coast rounds, which were not going to be very far from Jerry's house at all. So the setup was perfect, and sadly, the schedule has completely changed just in the last couple days, so it kind of threw everything off. And if I would have known that before I came out here, maybe I would have picked a different location to come to start training, because now the entire series is on the East Coast. Like, even the West Coast rounds are in Florida and Georgia and Indianapolis. So kind of unfortunate there, but I'm just stoked that we get to go racing anyways. So, you know, whatever accommodations we have to make, wherever we have to travel, we're gonna do it, because I really want to race Supercross. But our time out here in California might be a little shorter lived than we thought, but we're gonna make the most of it while we're out here. It still was a good thing to come out here, because like I said, Jerry is gonna be a great mentor to help me start off in Supercross. And then all of the companies that I work with, like Racetech, are located right here in Southern California. I got to head over to Racetech, meet those guys, got to go meet up with Twisted Developments, which they're a new sponsor of the channel too. We'll jump more into that when I go over the bike and what it's all set up like right now. Southern California is the epicenter of Supercross, of course, so I get to meet with all those companies. It was really easy to set the bike up because all the companies were right around here, which is great. And there's a lot of Supercross tracks and a lot of good Supercross riders to ride with. So there's still a lot of benefits of being out here, and I'll probably spend like the next month or the next couple weeks out here just training with Jerry, getting my feet wet before we head over to, I'm assuming Florida is where I'm gonna end up next, because that's like where most of the rounds are now. Kind of a bummer. I was looking forward to spending a couple months out here. I always really enjoy being out here in California. The past couple times I've been out here have just been a blast. It's just a completely different environment from anything that I'm used to. The tracks are way different. There's so many cool riders and just icons in the sport to meet. Like I said, all the companies are here. Iconic tracks like Paula or Glen Helen. It's a really cool vibe out here. And you guys know I really love cycling and just going to the beach and everything. So having the mountains and the ocean right here is really, really sick. I was really looking forward to spending some time out here. Sadly, it's gonna be shorter lived than we thought. But no worries, Florida is the next best place. Very familiar with Florida, so it won't be too big of a bummer going back there. And I have a lot of friends, and there's a lot of good tracks out there too. So, but yeah, the videos have been pretty sparse over the last couple months, just because, like I said, I haven't really had a Supercross bike. I've been back in Michigan where it's snowing, and honestly, I've been just spending hours and hours on my computer, like emailing people, trying to get a Supercross program put together. It's a lot easier said than done. Budgets are tight for pretty much all the companies right now, so I'm very, very fortunate to lock down a couple sponsors that I love to work with, which we'll go over in a second here when we go over my bike. But that took a lot of time. Finding a bike in the first place, like I said, was difficult, and then we had to travel all the way out here. So I apologize for the lack of new content over the past couple of weeks or months or whatever it's been. But we're finally hearing some good weather with a dirt bike, so there's gonna be tons and tons of fresh content doing all sorts of different stuff here coming up in the very near future, so you guys can look forward to that. And then obviously we're gonna be racing Supercross, so that's pretty dope as well. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to for the past couple weeks. Now let's get into what you guys actually came here for. Let's take a look at my new bike back there, go over our plans for it, and show off what we've already done to it. So let's go take a look. So here she is in all of her glory. It is a 2021 KTM 250 SXF, which we picked up from Championship Power Sports. Those guys have been helping me out since I was literally on PW50, so I'm really excited that they got a KTM 250 in that I was able to pick up back in Wasion, Ohio. Don't mind the 450 over here. We had to steal some parts off of it, like the cone valves, to put on the 250 to get it Supercross ready. Just haven't had the time to put it back together yet, but we will get on that very soon. So let's just take you guys for a nice little round trip around the 250. In my opinion, this is like one of the sickest bikes that I have ever had. Starting things off, we obviously snagged the cone valves off of the 450. Racetech is local, so I dropped the cone valve forks off at Racetech along with the stock shock, and they set it up for Supercross for me. And let me tell you, this stuff is ridiculously stiff. When I take this thing off the stand, I can literally make the forks go down probably this much. So way different than outdoors, but I'm very excited to see how that feels on a Supercross track. Obviously, Racetech knows what they're doing, so I trust them with my life. Very excited to be working with Racetech again. Moving up to the controls here. Obviously, Pro Taper, I've been working with them for a couple of years. Really love all of their products. I went with a different bar bend for Supercross. Most notably, I'm not running the crossbar anymore. So the crossbar kind of like stiffens and makes stuff more rigid, and I just noticed that all of the factory KTM teams do not run the crossbar, so I figured I would go ahead and run the Evo style of Pro Taper bars this time around, just to kind of feel it out and see if I can tell any difference by not running that crossbar. And I also went from the SX race bend over to the YZ high bend. It's a little bit lower, which obviously for me isn't that great because I'm tall, but they're also flatter. They don't have as much sweep to them. So for tall guys, that's great because the less sweep there is, the more it kind of opens your chest up and lifts your elbows. So I figured that would be really good for Supercross, especially in the whoops, because you want your elbows to be up and you want to be forward on the bike. So I went with a bend that has just a little bit less sweep to try and bring me a little bit more forward on the bike. And of course, running my favorite grip, the Pro Taper pillow tops, nice and snappy throttle. I also went ahead and stole the X-Trig triple clamps off of the 450. Not sponsored by X-Trig, I just really like them. And the main thing is, what I always talk about, they have 3 different mounting holes for the bar mounts. You guys can't really see it, but there's a back hole, middle hole, and a front hole. I like to move my bars a little bit forward, so I run them in the middle hole with the bar mounts backwards. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I'm kind of a tall guy. Not sure if I've ever told you that before. But yeah, I like to move my bars forward just a little bit, especially like I said, for Supercross, you need to be way over the front of your bike. So I took the X-Trigs off my 450, threw them on this girl, and got my bars a little bit further forward. Running just the stock all orange plastic for now, which honestly looks pretty sweet in my opinion. I'm a big fan of just the naked plastic, but you guys know we'll be getting a graphics kit here very soon. We're probably gonna change up the color scheme of the graphics too. I'm thinking orange front and all black from their back. Very 250-esque, especially because there's a black frame, black rims, all that good stuff. So I think that would look pretty sweet. We also went ahead and stole the Guts seat from my 450. Guts is another sponsor that I've proudly represented this year, and they're gonna continue that support into Supercross. So for starters, it's a grippier cover. It has these wings on it that I've told you guys about before that just helps me grip it better with my legs. You can see it kind of sticks out from the plastic a little bit here, which is honestly a game changer. It was pretty weird to get used to the very first time I rode it, but now I cannot ride a KTM or Husky without the winged seat. I tried to ride one and my knees were just like hyperextending every time I would stand up because I didn't have anything to grip. So if you're a taller person, or honestly, even if you're a regular height person, I highly suggest at least trying out one of the Guts winged seat covers. You don't have to get a new foam for your bike. These are actually built right into the cover itself. You can just order the seat cover with the wings. So that's super, super nice. I also went with the Phantom foam, which is quite a bit lighter and stiffer than the stock one. And it's 18 mils taller than stock. So not only is it a little bit taller, but it's a lot stiffer. So when I sit on it, I don't sink as far down in, which is great for like seat bouncing stuff. Overall, one of the best upgrades you could do to your bike. The last thing that I did was steal the Vortex off of the 450. And we got that remapped by Twisted Developments, who, as I mentioned earlier, are a new sponsor of my racing program. I wasn't actually expecting it, but they're located here in Southern California. And I walked in with my ECU the other day and they said, hey, we watched your YouTube video of you trying out the ECU on your 450. We really loved it. We want to help out the program. So that was super awesome and super unexpected. I'm really grateful for those guys. They're actually going to be helping me out building my race motor when it comes time for that. So there's a lesson to be learned here, guys. If you like a product, go ahead and rep it. Tell people about it, even if you're not sponsored, because they might see that you're spreading the good word and then decide to sponsor you. So super awesome. Really excited to be working with those guys. In my opinion, they're like the pinnacle of engine building out here. They do so many top pros motors. They definitely know what they're doing, and I'm very, very excited to be running the Twisted Development stuff this year. You guys obviously can't see the ECU, but it's under the Guts seat. We obviously have more stuff planned. For one, the stock KTM wheel set doesn't hold up to Supercross very well, or so I'm told. So we got in contact with WUSA. They're gonna be hooking us up with a stronger wheel set for this thing so we don't destroy the stock wheels. As I said, Twisted Development's engine will be coming soon when it comes closer to race time. And then of course, we're gonna be replacing the stock exhaust with the brand new Yoshimura RS12 system, which is one thing that I'm incredibly excited about because that system looks and sounds so mean. Sadly, they're still in production right now and they're not gonna be available until like the first of the year. But as soon as those are available, Yoshimura is going to be sending me a couple of them to try out. Definitely for the 250. I'm hoping I can snag one for the 450 as well and try that out. So very excited about that. I've been working with Yoshimura forever. Always loved their stuff, and excited to be carrying them into my program for 2021. So yeah, guys, that's about it for now. Tomorrow is actually going to be my very first day on a Supercross track, so you guys can look forward to that. I am extremely nervous. Supercross is obviously a lot more risky than outdoors, but I'm also extremely excited. It's something I've been wanting to do forever. I feel like my style and my riding technique and everything is going to complement Supercross really well. Other riders who have like a similar style to me, like Sealy or Wyndham, especially some of the taller guys like Dino or Anderson, they seem to be really, really good at Supercross. So I am super excited. Very, very nervous. I'm excited to take you guys along for the process so you can see how terrible I am at the beginning, and hopefully we're gonna see a lot of progress over these next couple of weeks. You guys can look forward to my very first time on a Supercross track. I'm gonna get that uploaded for you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we're in one piece after the day, and I'll keep you guys updated as we find out more. Like I said, we may be traveling to Florida, we may be staying here for a couple of weeks. I'm not really sure. Either way, we're gonna be making a lot of great content. Trying out this Supercross thing, it's gonna be gnarly, and I'm glad I can take you guys along for the ride. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoy the videos that are to come. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys.